Well, today, Ephrata Borough says they will get test results from water samples as a boil water advisory continues for customers in that area. Ephrata Borough says tests confirmed E. coli in the water. Samples were collected yesterday after the borough manager tells us results from Thursday's sample came back negative. News 8 talked to a water conditioning company about how you can protect your home's water from bacteria like E. coli.
It would be something like a reverse osmosis system underneath the sink or hung in the basement that runs to an individual faucet. That or something like a UV light. That would be something that looks kind of like this here, and that would be basically right where the water comes into the house attached to the main water line.
If today's sample comes back negative, that will meet the threshold to lift the precautionary boil water advisory. Breaking overnight, about 1,100 people can request new sentences after state lawmakers failed to meet a midnight deadline to pass new guidelines. This after the state Supreme Court ruled life without parole for second-degree murder as unconstitutional. Second-degree murder is handed down when someone is charged as an accomplice to a murder that happens during another felony, like arson or robbery. The Allegheny County District Attorney asked the state Supreme Court on Thursday to extend the deadline. This after House lawmakers passed a plan that would allow parole after 30 years and leave minimum sentencing guidelines to the state's Commission on Sentencing. The changes also would allow medical release for inmates. Dauphin County Coroner Graham Hetrick calling for a change in regulation of a supplement called Kratom after several deaths he says is connected to the products. Kratom is legal and it can be bought at gas stations and vape shops, but Hetrick says there should be more oversight of the supplement.
There is no established safe dose. There is no manufacturing oversight. There is no required warning labels, and there are no age restrictions.
We spoke to Greg Kiso, who described his battle with the substance. He now runs Kratom Anonymous and meets with other members weekly.
Was described to me as an energy supplement. Something that is natural. And it was offered to me for free, so I like energy and I like free. So I took the free sample, took it home, ingested it, and it felt dangerously familiar. It felt like an opioid.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction of Kratom or addiction of any kind, Narcotics Anonymous has local chapters that can help. You can also call those numbers you see there on your screen. There were 7 new measles cases reported in Pennsylvania since Wednesday, 3 new cases in Lancaster and Chester counties, and 1 in York. Right now, the total number of cases this year is 139, with Lancaster County having the most at 83. Last year, there were 16 measles cases in Pennsylvania, and in 2024, there were 4. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports there are currently more than 2,000 reported cases in the United States. That's the most number of cases for the disease in 35 years. Pennsylvania has now officially been linked to an outbreak of cyclospora. That means there are now 9 states with related cases of the illness tied to the parasite. The health departments across those states are reporting a combined more than 12,000 cases of cyclosporiasis so far, a majority of those in Michigan. Federal and state health leaders are still investigating, but they believe iceberg lettuce from central Mexico is the suspected source. As we gear up for a new school year in York County, Love City Ministries Back to School outreach is already underway. That church is now accepting registrations for its free school uniform drive, providing uniforms to elementary, middle, and high school students in need across the Susquehanna Valley. Each family can get 1 uniform per child in the size and color that meets their school requirements. Registration remains open through July 28th. Distribution day will be August 1st. Now, the information is on our website, wgal.com.